Yippee-yay. Hey baby, could you move the fan just towards the door a little bit and maybe point it towards the center of the room? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe just towards the center of the room a little bit. Perfect. Hey Kayla.
I need for you to do a job for me, please. I'm currently
who am I whacking?
head down the toilet. You're clocked on, yeah.
Okay, yep, no, that's okay. I just wanted to make sure I was clocked on. And who am I killing?
You're going to Nicole Davis at MPD and go and see a client down at Mission Row. Currently, I woke up and I've got my head down the toilet vomiting, so I need a few moments. And she's been ringing me since like literally 3 minutes before the storm rolled in.
Nope, that's okay.
I'm on the toilet.
All good. I was already like 2 streets away from MRPD going to get a FOIA, so I'm there pretty well.
Right, Nicole Davis.
Alright, cool. I will be there in 2 seconds and I'll give her a call when I'm at the back door. Alright, you go do you. Okay, that's an interesting local there. Good job. Howdy.
Are you called down here for what you call Kayla?
Yeah, Kayla gave me a call. She's
Oh,
not feeling too well, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear. Yeah. Oh,
Oh, sorry.
We got both
my
Davises
bad.
down here. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you might be down here for no.
Okay.
What's it called?
And
It might have sorted itself out or not. Let me
okay,
see.
that's okay. Well, that's what we're here for.
Okay.
We'll work it
Okay.
out.
If you let me just get my cadet here.
Yep.
Yeah, like I've only been a cell. I've been like very cooperative, non-violent. What's his name? Okay. Uh-huh.
All right. So we had a man robbing the store in Sandy, and then he took off. He did crash in after he was trying to get a pickup from somebody. First, we didn't hear it, but then his car flipped upside on the head, and he was at the phone. He did mention Sarah to come and pick up, and he was busy, and he he gave the hints of where he were. He did also drop his money he stole on the ground here. So he was definitely trying to get away with get away with his evidence.
Okay.
Then we have a sunrise that comes back to this female, Sarah Jen, rolling up. So me and my cadet here stayed back. We were primary, but we stayed back. What I saw personally, the hair color matches the female driver. I had 3 other officers following her, and they ended up crashing on occupation. The tunnel between the hospital and occupation at Las Lagunas, the small one.
Yep.
Yeah. One was apprehended and put in cuff, and the other one ended up stealing the cop car with that suspect in and take off. Less than a few minutes after, Kenny Kettle is arriving to take care of the car. Me and my cadet is also rolling there to take photos of it, and the female is coming, the one we have in the cells, and saying that her vehicle was stolen and she didn't know what was going on. But it just got impounded like few seconds before that, police impounded. Then she came down to MRPD, and we have 2 other officers that was arresting her because they had, they were sure that it was her, but she has changed her clothes on Harvick according to Christina Davis. So we have somebody we're pretty sure that we can show it is, but she have changed her clothing, and she's being. She stated already that she wanted a bench trial and she wanted a lawyer before she got rid of her charges and stuff like that. So it's just basically giving you the full story.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that I'm following everything here before I go have a chat with her. So you've got suspect A. Don't know his name. He's not mine. I don't care. But he was robbing a store. He fled. Got on the radio to somebody. The name Sarah did happen to be mentioned, which
multiple times.
Multiple times. Okay.
Nicole, I'm going to be in my head for a second.
Yeah, do that.
And the person that I'm representing just happens to also be named Sarah. Now.
Yeah, and the owner of the vehicle that
and the owner of the vehicle. Okay.
Yeah. Which at that time was not reported stolen.
Mm-hmm.
And I know one of the officers said, like, it's funny, you know where it is when there's no GPS tracker in it. And then she came with, I only overheard a little bit about it, but she came with, what's it called, a story that ended up changing a little bit. But I mean, it could be her, you know, like being nervous. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like sometimes when you speak to law enforcement.
Yeah, no, I get you. I get you. Okay, now the one doozy that we have is you guys have probably been informed thanks to some assholes blowing up the courthouse. We cannot do bench trials at the moment.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I should not be on duty either, so I would prefer not a bench trial.
That's okay. That's okay. Let me have a talk with her.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can
give you the
find.
charges first. So
Yeah.
the original charges, right? I don't want to throw her like everything like a complex too, as everyone does. I know it was first obstruction of justice and evading arrest. I did say to her first, but she wanted a lawyer and a bench trial. I said that I was willing to drop evading arrest, and then it was only obstruction of justice since it's like, you know, and misdemeanor. And then I could give her, you know, some time off. So I'm willing to definitely work with her, even so that I know the other officers first, like, you know, had a hard time with her. So, yeah, basically that's the two charges which I would like to drop the evading arrest. So it's just obstruction of justice and some time on that.
Okay, perfect. Well, let me go have a chat with her. Let's see what I can find out, and I'll be back with you quick.
I'm just gonna use the toilet here. Okay.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Sorry for you too.
Hello.
Hello, I'm Logan Stryker. I'm with the PDO. Just because there's a few officers there, what we might do is just go to that back corner over there. That way, then we'll be guaranteed some privacy there.
Okay. An interview room?
We don't get an interview room at the moment. They're both in use, so. But that's okay. So, I'm with the Public Defender's Office. So I'm just gonna let you know, first of all, anything that you say to me right now, as long as it's between the two of us, so make sure you're whispering, is completely confidential and can't be told to PD. Okay. So, I'm just gonna pull out my little notes here that I take on my phone. So they're alleging right now obstruction of justice and felony evading. Because they're alleging that someone was robbing a store who contacted you to come and pick them up. A Sunrise that's registered to you then picked up said person. Now, the driver of that Sunrise did evade police capture at the time that the vehicle wrecked out. But then they say that you came back down, you had changed clothing, but the arresting officer is pretty well convinced beyond a reasonable doubt that you were driving that vehicle.
Okay. Whatever happened to no face, no case?
So no face, no case is not technically a thing.
Okay.
It's all based upon probable cause and reasonable doubt is what it is. So
I say let them push the charges, right? Then they got to gather evidence, enough evidence to prove to a judge that I did it, right?
Okay. And that's my thing is right now, Southside, you may have heard there was a bombing at the courthouse. Now, unfortunately, for the next 7 days, we can't do any bench trials or criminal trials because the courthouse is being basically assessed for safety. So, what we can do is if you are wanting to fight this in any way, we look towards
They do realize they can't charge me then due to the speedy trial system. They have 7 days.
Well, this is the thing: is it's an exceptional circumstance, and that's what we're trying to argue at the moment from the PDO office. Is that realistically speaking, because they've shut the courthouse down,
sitting jail for over a week.
Well, no. So there's two things. So you can plead no contest. Okay, now no contest. You go do the time, you do the fine, and then you appeal it later. Or
not happening.
There's not guilt. No, that's okay. There is also not guilty. Now, with not guilty, you have the option for bail. Now, we can do bail hearings with a judge coming down and the bail's just a few conditions, some money on hold, and then when you go to court for it, then it can you get that bail money back.
I have exactly $1,200.
Okay, so at most it would be the total amount of your fine at most, but we can always argue for something a little different there.
Like, I'm honestly not happy with this, right? I want to explain my side to you, right?
No, absolutely.
So yes, he phoned me, 100%, right? At the time, I was actually in a race. So I was 100% wearing a mask. My hair was done up, right? I was wearing a completely different outfit. I was wearing a red dress.
Mm-hmm.
I showed up on scene. I picked him up. We drove out. I crashed out. I got away, got into a separate vehicle, drove off, right? I managed to go to two Bennies. Went two Bennies. From Bennies, I went to the impound lot. From the impound lot, I went to the other impound lot. At that moment in time, I went to Bennies. From Bennies, right, I acquired a car. Not so legally, but they can't prove that. Right, I showed up at the scene. It's a main road. It's the main road to the hospital via Rockford Plaza through the tunnel. Right. I saw the car. I jumped out. I asked the officers what's happening. That's my car. Like, you guys found it, you know. The officers then on scene asked me for my ID. I supplied them my ID. So I said my car was stolen probably 10 minutes ago. Further question down here after asking for an attorney, might I add.
So they, just one stop there. So they asked you questions even after you said you wanted PDO present?
Yep.
Okie dokie. Okay, we'll note
Okay.
that.
Yep, so reasoning being was time and storm was their reasoning. Does that make sense?
Still absolutely illegal.
Yep, so from that point onwards, I stuck to my story, right? And I said I dropped my car off at Hayes Auto about 10 to 15 minutes before finding my car at the scene of the crime. They claim that I wasn't wearing a mask. I 100% wasn't wearing a mask when I went back to the scene because I had nothing to hide. Does that make sense?
Yep. Nope.
So it was like, what's happening here, right? So they're going to claim I wasn't wearing a mask. I wasn't wearing a mask at the time when I came to the scene that they are aware of, right? Because there's no way they can put me and wearing a red dress on the scene. Right, they're going to claim that there was a phone call made between myself and Larry. I came to PD and Larry said, oh, you got away, right? So that's their reasonable cause and suspicion. I could have gotten away from anything, right? I could have gotten away from Santa Claus. I could have gotten away from some demonic person that's haunted. You never know what I got away from. They have no context there, right?
Yeah.
Right, so that's one thing for sure. He never implemented me in the crime, nothing. On the phone, according to them, Larry mentioned my name several times whilst on the phone with me. Right? Fine, so be it. He mentioned my name. Great, what does that mean to me? Right? Yes, I could have been on a phone call with him. Doesn't mean I picked him up. Right? Like, at that moment in time, I was actually involved in an illegal street race. I'm not going to say that out loud.
Well, funnily enough, were there police involved in that street race? And was anyone
Nope.
chasing that street race at all?
Nope.
Okay. Would have been better if there was, because then we absolutely could have used that, because you can't be tried for that crime, but, were there other racers that would, potentially come and testify for you?
No.
Considering the races all showed up to get me in a car, we had 5 cars where I crashed out. I had 5 options to get into a car.
Okay, so that's probably not the best bet then. Got it. Okay. Let me just call a judge really quickly just to see if there's been any change to what I've been made aware of, because yeah.
We can do a bench trial in the upstairs here in the little press conference room. I don't care where it's held.
Yeah, it's something. Just give me a moment here. Let me make this call. You can absolutely listen in. I'm not going to be disclosing anything unorthodox here.
But you understand where I'm arguing this point,
oh, 100%,
right?
100%. Hi, Your Honor. It's Logan Stryker with the Public Defender's Office. How are you doing today?
Doing well, Mr. Stryker. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. I'm actually just calling with a quick question. Unfortunately, Miss Harlaw is not feeling well at the moment, so didn't want to bug her. I understand the last that I was advised that we are not doing bench hearings or any kind of criminal trial until such time as the courthouse is open. Is that correct still?
That is correct, yes.
Okay.
I think we're going to be issuing a statement in the next few days or so that'll update everybody.
Okay. So I guess in the meantime, then, if we do have people that are intending to fight, then realistically all we can do is enter the standard no contest or not guilty and standard issue of bail conditions from there.
In terms of that, yes. Obviously, what can be happen is where they can plead not guilty, take the bail conditions, and then we can, obviously, there will be a time in between when the criminal docket is filed, everybody's represented, and before we get into scheduling, which I think should work out if things are still filed. But obviously, any avenue that your client wishes is open to them.
Okay. So, and I guess just a final question there in regards to the STA with that. So, criminal dockets are still fileable with the court in accordance with that, with the 48-hour, must be on the docket there, and then we can move through into discovery and scheduling, but it's just the actual date itself that will sort of be extended out potentially by this delay caused by this bombing. Is that the correct understanding there?
That is. Yeah.
Can I ask you to clarify something,
based on
Jose?
whether
When you get a
docket
chance.
motions of continuance or whatever the case may be, as needed.
Okay. Sorry, just one second. My client just wants to sort of clarify something that I may need to just ask with you there, Your Honor. Just bear with me for one moment. What was the question there, Sarah?
So, for example, a bail, right? With the court case being extended, it's not up to my responsibility and it is unjustified to prolong a hearing or a court case, correct? Upon my own person.
Okay, so the court case itself, you have from the moment the charges hit the docket 14 days for commencement. Now, they have 2 days, 48 hours to place that onto the docket. So if we plead not guilty today or no contest, now if it's no contest, we have to put it on the docket. If it's not guilty, they have the 2 days. From that 2 days, that's when we have the 14. So the court should be back up and running by the time we hit that 14-day mark. So it's that's what we're asking with the STA here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it is still in accordance with that. You would not be disadvantaged.
Okay. Because yeah, if I was disadvantaged, then
no, I get you. That's why I wanted to ask. Sorry about that, Your Honor. We're just obviously a little bit of confusion going on with what we've got going on here. But look, I thank you so much and appreciate your time. I think that's everything that I need to bother you for today.
No, of course, no worries. If there's anything else, feel free to give me a call.
Well, certainly will, Your Honor. You have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, too. Bye-bye.
Okay, yeah, so 100% you're not going to be disadvantaged because of the 14-day window, and we're already 3 days in on the 7-day blackout of any kind of scheduling, things like that. You should still be fine. So if you did want to go the not guilty route, we're still looking at complying with the STA.
Okay, brilliant. Because, yeah, if all of a sudden, it goes into a complete argument if, for example, it was delayed longer than, let's say, 14 days, right? Because then it's unjustifiable unjustifiable charges in time. I have to sit on bail, whatever these bail conditions might be.
So standard bail conditions is that you don't carry a firearm, that you don't commit certain crimes, otherwise it's...
I will not agree to those bail conditions. A, I have no record of committing a violent felony.
So,
B,
yeah. The issue that we run into is they're standard across the board. So if we're not looking at agreeing with those, we can't go.
Can I not have I'm guessing we can't have a bail hearing then.
Even if we do go for a bail hearing, those conditions will still be placed upon you. We can certainly talk to the judge and see if they may be, if you've got no prior convictions, things like that, able to maybe go to an extent lesser bail conditions.
I got some priors, right, which is store robberies, but I've never been violent or anything of the sort, right? Yeah. I actually have one of the PDOs currently arguing with the police about seizing a firearm and a knife yesterday, right? Because a firearm and the knife was never used in a crime, so why was it removed off of me, right?
Okay. Let me grab up the standard bail conditions here that normally apply and see if there's a way that we can argue around those.
Yeah, because like if we went to a bail hearing, I'll push self-defense. I've never used my firearm in a crime ever. No violent felonies. My firearm's for self-defense. If I'm going down a road and I get robbed, I would like my personal protection firearm on my person in case it is needed. I do not want to be sitting in a dock in a city of Los Santos where every single Tom, Dick, and Harry is armed. Even those without firearms licenses have firearms. And that can be proven, if need be, by a public information request.
So this is the standard bail conditions that is placed upon everybody, and I mean we can certainly see if there would be any adjustments, but I've never heard of an adjustment being made. Okay. So upon payment of release or detainment on bail that was issued by a law enforcement officer or attorney for the Department of Justice, the accused inherently agrees to adhere to the following terms at all points while released on bail. The defendant may not be in possession of, on their person, property, or other effects, a firearm or narcotics. The defendant forfeits their passport and must not leave the state of San Andreas. The defendant's person may be searched at any time upon determination of reasonable suspicion.
No, I would like that probable cause, not reasonable suspicion.
Well, it's part of bail. Probable cause is your normal standard, but being on bail, you are subjected to a lesser standard.
No, because that means I can literally pull reasonable suspicion.
You could be wearing a mask and get searched. Trust me, I've argued this before, but so that one is never going away. We're not going to ever argue that. So it sounds to me then, to be honest with you, given the bail conditions, which I know we're not going to get the reasonable suspicion one changed, we would have a snowball's chance in hell.
I was the one who brought him in.
We would be better looking at a no contest plea. It does mean that you do go serve the time and fine for now, but you appeal the decision.
I'm not going to appeal. I mean, say no contest, and the reason being is that there is a sign of an admission of guilt.
It's not. No contest is not an admission of guilt, and it cannot be viewed in the courts as an admission of guilt. It's just a case of you.
So I need to go, and okay, let's put it this way, right? I have to go spend the next hour in jail, right?
JD Bukaboom, alright.
Think of it that way, an hour in jail. In that amount of time, I could make 10 to 15 grand.
No, I get you. The issue is if we do go not guilty and we don't agree with the bail conditions, even if the judge sets them, we still have to agree to them, which means if we don't, then you'd be remanded in custody until your trial.
Okay.
And then if I'm found not guilty, am I allowed to sue the department for wrongly prosecuting a charge?
No, so they have every right to lay a charge that they have probable cause that it was you, and if they justify that, then they've got that. So you can't sue for being held because you don't agree with bail. That's not how that system works there.
Okay, but you know what?
Do you want?
It's still going to be not guilty. Throw me in jail, however long it takes.
Okay.
I don't honestly care at this point.
No, look, I get where you're coming from, and I wish there was more that I could do for you in terms of bail and altering conditions and things like that. Unfortunately, we don't have that ability. Let me go tell him it's going to be a not guilty. We'll get that all underway. And while you will be held, know that you can ask for PDO to represent you with this one. We'll gladly come and do so, and we'll go through from there. Okay, but this one is a fairly confident one that we can get a not guilty with the doubt. So we'll do everything we can for you. Alrighty.
Yeah, okay. I already know you're sitting here that the chances are like 80% that it's gonna be not guilty.
Oh, yeah.
The 20% is like, you know.
Yeah, look, and in any other circumstance, 100% we would be looking at going for a bench on this. We just can't. And unfortunately, it's because some people decide to take it upon themselves to blow up the courthouse. So.
I thought there were multiple courthouses. There's two.
No, there was two. One got shut down by the government. trust me when I say
Did I break
we have
any
argued on this.
Yes,
But let me go update these officers. We'll get everything underway from there, okay?
what's your plane ticket number,
And we'll go from there.
Or you
Also,
wanna
just in
confirm it
case you
for
have
me,
any
shall I?
questions while you're in court or
Still?
anything, while in jail, sorry, there is my details. So you can
Well,
save
I
those to
can
your phone.
guarantee you I won't be awake.
No, that's okay.
All right, you're being
All right,
charged
let me
with
go
one
talk with these
count,
officers. I'll be right back.
Betting. Chime's only going to be 15 months. You're pleading guilty.
Okay, sorry about that. We had some very in-depth discussions.
What?
So she really wanted to go to the bench trial, and we had to make sure that that wasn't an option because I'd heard there was some updates there. After everything, she is going to be entering in a not guilty plea. She does not agree to the bail conditions of reasonable suspicion or pistol. So you're pretty well going to be remanding her until trial. I have explained that to her, and that's what she wants to do. So let's enter in a not guilty plea.
Okay, so hold on. So she sorry, she don't want to have bench trial. Have bail either.
No, so she was looking for bail, but two of the conditions she said she's not going to agree to, and those are two conditions I know that are not flexible, which is she wants to keep her firearm, and she wants probable cause for search, which I know is never going to change. So I've said to her that by not agreeing to that she will not be given bail. So she's okay to go wait in prison until her trial day. Honestly,
okay,
as much as we hate bail at bench trials, this is the kind of day where I'm like, God, I wish we could do a bench trial and just get this out of the way.
Yeah, I mean, it's like very late for me. I'm even feeling okay. Let me stay up, right? Oh, fucking hell. I mean,
look, I get you.
I could push it down to 22 months.
I know, but she does not want to admit guilt.
Okay.
So
I mean, I kind of got that from start when I overheard it. She was being very. I don't want to say they were fighting, but there was definitely some
verbal stoushing,
girl power between her and Christina, and I was like, I'm just glad it's not me, but let me listen,
Yeah, look, I mean, I got that exact vibe from what she's saying to me, so I think this is ultimately her decision. So I think let's go ahead, we'll do that, and we'll go from there.
So I need to hear, because I don't know if they want to go for full charges then. Should I?
Yeah, is it Christina that is the arresting officer?
See, it was like a bit weird, right? Because I do believe it was Christina that put him in cuffs.
Hey, Christina.
And
hey, some guy named
no,
Vlad that
you
works
can
at
just
the
ask
comic book
if
shop
she
was
put
looking for you,
her
and
in
I told
cuff
him,
or
you don't
not. I'm
work
gonna
anymore.
take care of it because she was basically half out in.
Okay,
and he has gifts for you.
So Vlad, okay, I'll give him a call.
Vlad. He's with Rai. I would call him too.
Yeah. One question. Nicole and I are still talking with the one that you had the argument with. Yes, Sarah.
Just ask if she was the
Are
one
you
putting her
the
in cuffs.
arresting officer for her, or who's the arresting officer?
Technically, the primary scene was Nicole Davis. Did she, when I see her, I arrest her? Yes, I did.
Okay. So with that in mind, we're talking because she wants to enter in a not guilty plea, but is she still getting both the obstruction and the evading, or were you dropping a charge? What was?
That would only be obstruction for my part, at least. And I don't know what Kettle wanted, since he was
driving, fleeing, eluding. That's what I told her to charge her with.
Okay.
So she picked up, the suspect when I flipped car from Legion, and then pretended to try to report her car after she fled her car, and he identified her as Sarah, and then when he saw her when I arrested her, he's like, oh,
hi,
how did you get away? Blah, blah, blah. So technically we don't have a lot, Logan, technically.
Okay, well, I mean, it's her plea, so we'll see what we do from there. But okay, so basically there wouldn't be.
We were gonna drop. I'm surprised that Nicole. Nicole wanted you to continue.
Okay, you were gonna drop him, but okay. Did you make one?
Nicole's the arresting officer, so that's up to her.
Okay. Interesting. Okay, not a problem. I'll have a chat with Nicole. We'll get it sorted and try and get it on the way. But yeah.
Sure, you can finesse with her. I mean, that probably doesn't help my cause, but it helps your patient, suspect.
Patient, suspect,
Client.
whatever.
Whatever.
All right. Cool.
Stryker.
See you.
Bye.
Okay, so while Christina's saying that while she was the one that put her in cuffs, technically you were the primary on the scene, so she's counting you as the arresting officer, so it's completely up to you.
Okay. What did she say else?
Mr. Lawyer, can you ask a question quickly?
Sir, 1 second. Sure. What's
just with regards to the bail, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that bail be breaching the Fourth Amendment?
No. So in lieu of spending time in prison, you're agreeing to the courts that you will follow those guidelines to make sure that you're not reoffending. That's what it's designed to be.
Okay, so in this state, the Fourth Amendment. Okay, interesting.
It's
like I get probable cause, but not reasonable suspicion.
So think of bail and parole somewhat being merged, because in most states in the United States, when you're on parole, the burden for search is always lesser because you are a convict that's out while you should still be serving time. It's kind of an amalgam here in between bail and that parole. That's why that reasonable suspicion search is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we're back to where we started.
Okay, not a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just had a bail question. She's still back with the not guilty.
Okay. Fuck, man. I really feel weird about putting her in for maybe up to 14 days for what? Okay. So what did you say? Christina said that she was just to me.
Yeah, so she was the one that put her in cuffs. She considers you the arresting officer, so whatever you wanna...
Yeah, it probably is.
Hey Vlad, let me give you a call back in a minute.
Oh shit, okay. Ooh.
Alright, I'll give you a call back shortly. Bye. Bye.
Fucking hell. So my issue is, right, for if it was, if it's only obstruction of justice, right, or actually also with the readying arrest, it's 60 months. And I just want to hear your, I should not, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I know you guys and judges is like really caught up with the with the speed trial. And since there's not a courthouse right now, how would that work? Is that like on pause then, or is that just...
Yeah, so for the next, for 7 days as of the bombing, which was what, Friday?
Yeah.
It's 7 days from there, so this whole next week there's no trials. Now, since she's pleading not guilty today on a Sunday, you've got until Tuesday to get it up on the docket. That's 3 days from there until the courts open up again. So she'll still have 11 days to get her trial commenced, which is easily doable. So she'll still be within the speedy trial.
But I just know that they have but I know they have been throwing out cases because they couldn't do it in with 40 days, and then she can end up like sitting then 14 days in total, right?
Correct. So it does it. The trial just needs to start by the 14th day, so she could be in there for the full 14. Yeah.
I just want to make sure that she actually knows that she can get a lot of time. I mean, I would ask her for her own sake to plead no contest.
Already done that.
So she can take it up.
Already done that. She doesn't want to. She sees it as an admission of guilt.
I really feel bad for letting her stay in there, like, you know.
Yeah, trust me, I've already tried.
Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try because I
would
not feel good with that. Okay. So we were just speaking.
For the foot bails,
so
I
there's
said
like a
eventually the
lot
car
of
should say
things
when all
this comes
foot
into it,
bail,
and I want to make
said
sure
3
that you
names
know
were
it. He said
apprehended
that you
since I
guys
don't know what
already
happened on these
spoke,
3 of the foot chases.
but the
that
court
fine?
has just been blown up. We have a speed trial that says that it has to be gone. The trial has to be gone through after 14 days or within 14 days. That means you can end up sitting for fully 14 days in jail. I want to hear if you want to take no contest instead, so you can take it up in court, so you don't get fucked over by sitting in there because we have no courthouse.
You can sentence me, but I can already tell you I will be arguing the 8th Amendment.
I mean, yeah, 100%. But you can still do that. I just feel bad if you're gonna get locked up for 14 days because we don't have a courthouse.
It's fine. But I will be arguing the 8th Amendment when we go in.
That's how we caught him and his buddy, JD.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, bail within
it's fully up. It's.
So if you do no contest, that's the one I was saying where you serve your time fine, then we appeal. That's where we can bring up any arguments from there. So if you'd rather that so that you're in and out and still have the chance to fight it, then we can definitely do that for you. That's not an issue.
Who was the
It's basically you can fight it that you're not guilty, at the same, but you don't have to sit in 14 days. You only have to sit there like for.
I fully understand, right?
Yeah.
But I want you to take this from my point of view, right? I'm sitting in a predicament where I'm being charged for a crime.
What does the predicament mean in English? So I'm not an
the situation. She's in a situation where she's being charged for a crime that she's not committed.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So I'm sitting in the situation where I'm basically getting blamed for something which you yourself, it's nothing against you, right? Like you got your grounds for pushing charges, etc. And I'm 100% cool with that, right? But to me, yes, you say pleading no contest, right? To me, no contest is a completely different thing, right? My personal morals and my beliefs, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So for my personal and moral beliefs is I accept what you're giving me,
how many,
but I'm not going to argue them.
Ink bag money bags we get off of?
Right?
Yeah. I totally. Oh, sorry.
So that's where I'm sitting against my moral beliefs, right? I don't feel like going to jail for 14 days, right? But I also don't feel like going to jail at all, right?
Yeah.
I believe at this moment in time, given the bail, the general bail conditions, right, that given my circumstance, right, that it is excessive bail conditions produced by the state, right? The reason being is I've never committed a violent felony, right? Which means you're going to be seizing my protection weapon off of me to such stage, right, where I could be walking on the streets of Los Santos, right, and get robbed, gunned down, my vehicle stolen from me, and there's nothing I can do about it, if even the opportunity arose, right? Secondly, right, when it comes to reasonable suspicion could be me standing in the wrong place at the wrong time. It could be me wearing a face mask and walking down the street. You understand? And you stop and search me. Now, I'm under full belief that there is against my... what amendment is it again? Sorry, is it Fourth Amendment, right? Because I have no priors of committing any violent crime whatsoever. Why would I be... I said violent.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Violent. Sorry. I thought you meant felonies. Yeah.
I said violent, right? I've never used my firearm in anything. I will never want to harm someone, right? That is not my aspiration. So, for me, that is also a problem. I get if it's probable cause, right? If you pulled me over and I'm on bail and you, for example, had reasonable suspicion, hey, there was a drug sale up the road, right? You in the area, giving you probable cause to ask if you can search me. At that moment in time, 100%.
So hold on here. So let me just read this. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. A defendant that holds a valid firearm license may be in possession of the personal firearm while on bail as long as the charges they are bailed does not involve firearms.
Which section is
Yours
that under?
does. That's under our SOP 1A.
Okay, because I don't have your SOP there, so if that's
okay.
So because what I've got here is that at least from the act, defendant is not to be in possession on their person's property or other effects of firearms or narcotics.
Yeah, and under that, what does it say there? Like, do you have an 1A there?
No, I don't have a one. Let me go to the actual act itself, because mine's kind of a cheat sheet that I've had up in case there's been an update.
Okay.
Give me one momento.
Yeah, like, as I said to Logan here, right? If there was like a bail hearing that we could do or something like that.
So the thing is with my bail conditions in my SOP that just been updated last month, we now have an 1A, which is, as I said, a defendant that holds a valid firearm license, which you do, may be in possession of the firearm, which you can, because as long as the bail is not been set after you have been involved with a firearm, which you haven't. Yours is obstruction of justice. So that means you will still be allowed to have your firearms license and your firearm on you, even so that you're on bail.
Okay, so it looks like it was an amendment made to the act itself, and it was only kind of recently gone through. That's why my cheat sheet's not updated with it.
Yeah, it's very recent.
Yeah. Okay. So in that case, then yes, by the very definition of that, it's not a violent crime involving a firearm. So yes, you could actually keep your firearm.
Okay.
So that's my I'll hand on heart will say that's that's my mistake there. I have this updated now on my little cheat sheet.
You're all good. I don't blame you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I don't even know if you guys have access to it, so I don't even know if that is on you. But that is definitely something we have, and I know because I did have a bail the other day, and I was looking into that. That was why I was wondering. So you can 100% still keep your firearm and your gun license while if you should pick you being on bail, because it's not a crime where there has been involved a firearm. So that one is 100% sure you'll be keeping yours.
Okay.
Yeah, that search one though is one that I've never seen be adjusted. Yeah.
Right. And the reason I'm actually shocked. I'm actually flabbergasted that it's based on reasonable suspicion and not probable cause. Like, it's just ridiculous. You could be walking down a street and you could stop and you can be like, it's nighttime, what you doing on the street? You know? And you can search me.
So it's so reasonable suspicion must be that you have either committed or in the process of committing a crime. Unfortunately, the one part of the penal code that I don't agree with wholeheartedly and never enforced as an officer myself was that they class having a mask on as meeting that criteria because you're trying to obscure your identity. So that being said, you just being on the street corner at night without a mask on is not reasonable suspicion. Now, if you're in a street corner in the middle of the night without a mask, but a store was robbed 20 meters away, then, that's reasonable suspicion. So there is qualifying parts in there. Unfortunately, as I said, I have never seen that be changed. I have a feeling even if we asked a judge, they would say it's the legislation and they can't adjust it. We can definitely get a judge down here for a bail hearing if you would like to ask the question. What's this but Officer Davis
Can I just find the judge and ask him? Do you think that's out of place?
It would be extremely out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, I agree to not doing a crime. I agree to... Well, please tell me it doesn't say, like, a misdemeanor, and please tell me it says like doing a felony.
No, misdemeanors are not included on that. It is ones that you will automatically be in violation of is any.
Because if I get pulled over speeding, I don't want bail agreements to be
No, okay, no, that's not. I should probably not say it, but I know that we have people that are still doing crimes while on bail, but if they don't do what is going over with the bail, they are not violating the bail.
So it's a violation of bail for the defendant, which would be you, to be arrested, charged, or convicted on the following: any section, Article 1 criminal code offenses, aggravated or non-aggravated, which are murder in the first or second degree; any Article 2 offenses, which is manslaughter; and any offenses under Article 3, such as torture, mutilation, battery, organ harvesting, robbery, kidnapping, hostage-taking, theft of service, false imprisonment, or aggravated reckless endangerment. So, yeah, those will be an automatic, violation.
And they're like, I mean...
I love how drug trafficking's not on there.
Yeah, well...
Please.
I'm glad that it's organ harvesting that's on over the...
I'm just gonna sit here and go. You remember that part in the Miranda where they say you have the right to remain silent? There's good times to invoke that.
Well, she said she was been arrested for it, so it's just I'm having her MDT up, so it's like
No, I get you. I get you.
So basically, you would almost be pretty safe with this bail. I just don't want you to go in and waste time. You know what I mean? If it ends up being 40 days for a minor thing, if you can be out, but still on your own, with your own beliefs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. And here's me, who's a criminal scum and robs stores every day.
Take his gloves off.
It's on my record. I can say it.
Sorry, I just felt like suddenly passing out to some scat.
Then.
Yeah, just
get away.
I don't know what you're talking about getting away. Like there, I have no clue. How many stores do you have on that record?
1, 2.
Whatever the number is, right? That's how many stores I've robbed.
There you go.
Okay.
Don't make me start doing my Scatman John impression. It's not good.
Yeah, so it's just I just don't want you to end up sitting in there because we have no court and all that. So I want to make sure that we have gone all all the things through, so she didn't getting stuck in there. You know what I mean? But it's of course your decision. As I said, if you don't even feel that you will be okay with bail, there's also no contest. It's not saying that you're guilty. It's still saying you're not guilty, but you can take it up. Yeah, I mean, I know. I just want to throw it in if you felt that you still couldn't with the new bail. Now we went through it.
All right, Jesus.
Can I have a chat with my lawyer quickly?
Yeah, 100%. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
So here's me thinking, right?
Come on, sir, call me.
If we wanted to argue, sorry, not what I wanted to do. if we wanted to argue the 8th, right?
Yeah.
Taking the bail, we couldn't argue that because we agreed to the terms.
That's right. So anything obviously there's been a little bit of the compromise with the conditions being updated, but
here's the thing, right? Now this is what I want to throw to you, right? Because I don't mind either way. Do you want to see a change to the bail agreement?
Look, to be honest, I'm actually working on reforms for bail with our legislators at the moment. And this has always been one that's gotten me before, because I very much believe that with bail, it's not. You shouldn't be treated as if you are out and about early from serving a sentence and you've still got time left. You are presumed innocent until found guilty of said crime. You're just assuring that you're going to appear before the courts. What I am going to do, because it's something that if we do have the power to argue, I need to tell the other PDOs, I'm going to call that judge back.
Yeah, because I'm being 100% willing to go to jail for 14 days. Right. If, in the greater aspect, we are sitting in the same situation, and those bail conditions are adjusted.
Yeah. Let me give him a real quick call, and now if he says he can come down for a bail hearing, did you want to do that?
Well, explain to him where our thoughts are and our lies are, right? Because I think you're on the same.
It's Logan Stryker again. Sorry to come across your doorstep in a dark trench coat once again, so to speak. I have a bit of a strange point or a question to raise to you, and I just kind of would like your opinion on it, and then that may dictate whether we need to engage your services for a bail hearing or not. The clause in there for search upon reasonable suspicion, do you have any power to adjust that to probable cause in line with the 8th Amendment of the Constitution, due to the fact that we're like the client is not admitting guilt, obviously, and it's not like they're getting out of prison early. So should they not still enjoy the freedoms of standard probable cause for search of person whilst on bail, if it's a non-violent misdemeanor offense?
I'm assuming you're speaking in accordance of STA.
So in accordance with the STA for the bail portion there, which I think is Section 7, if I recall correctly.
Right.
Did you get your answer to whose throat was?
As it's written by state legislature, there's very few things of
got.
what I can see or of change.
Okay, yeah. So it's very much because it's written in the legislation as is at the moment, your hands are pretty bound to conforming with the reasonable suspicion for search standpoint there.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I would recommend, if it comes to a point where you think it's necessary, that you file something. That way it can be reviewed in that capacity, but unfortunately,
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's just the client that I'm working with at the moment, it's a minor misdemeanor. Possibly? Well, it's a non-violent misdemeanor, and it's kind of the one point of contention is that
what are you trying to find out?
she's feeling, and I've heard this argument before from others that have begrudgingly accepted it, that it seems like it's an unusual punishment almost being put on someone that's to be considered innocent until proven guilty by the court. So.
Right, no, I definitely understand that. I will, whenever I speak with Chief Justice McNamara again, I'll raise the point, see what we want to do, just because I want to make sure that we're all on the same page in that as a judiciary. But I'll definitely bring up the point.
Okay. No, look, I completely appreciate that, and certainly understand that at the moment your hands are tied, and I thank you once again for your time, and I'll let you go, and hopefully you won't hear from me anymore unless it's the words bail hearing.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Yeah. So, unfortunately, legislation locks him in at the moment. He's going to raise it with the Chief Justice because he understands the standpoint, which is the first time I've ever heard between you and me, the first time I've ever heard a judge fucking say that. So, it may change in the future, but for right now, unfortunately, it is something that I can raise up, and obviously he's going to do that, but it's not going to make a change right now. So it's up to you.
I 100% understand, right? And because we want to argue this, right, I'm willing to go to jail, right? And the reason being is I want to see a change for the future, right? For people in the same boat as me, right?
Yeah.
Where you're getting charged for something that's non-violent, for something... I could be here in 3 months' time in this exact situation, right? Rather go to jail, argue the point, and in court, right? And be like, it's excessive. right? You're meant to be innocent, as you say, until proven guilty. At the same time as we're sitting in the point where it's a non-violent crime. If it's a violent crime, sure, I get the cops wanting to push that then, right? Because it's more of, but he could have a firearm that he, or she could have a firearm that could have been used to harm someone, right? Or something along those lines. Whereas on our point of view, the argument we making is more of a fact of a person who's never committed a violent felony, someone's never committed, this is what, a non-aggravated or violent crime that has been pushed upon me.
Yeah. Alrighty. Well, let's get Nicole up to speed. Let's get that all underway.
You can talk to her, because I want her to understand. It's not.
Yeah. No, she's understanding. She completely understands that. One thing is, when it does go to the docket, when she posts it up there, let the judge comment first to ask you who your representation is. Then just very clearly state that you want the public defender's office to represent you, and then.
Can I request you?
Well, because I've done the sell side, I should automatically be attached to it by my boss. So.
Okay, brilliant.
We keep notes of who we do sell sides with and stuff like that. So.
Wonderful.
All good. Well, let me get Nicole. We'll get you
Mr. Strauss?
all the way.
Yes, sir. All right. Yep, your client's going to be cell number 2, sir.
I'm calling you in a sec, okay? Okay, bye.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. We're still going to go the not guilty. We're still not going to agree to the bail conditions. She's very adamant on that. She wants to convey that it is not anything to do with you or anything like that. It's just her beliefs on it. So
it's okay.
Yeah, so we'll go through and get that officially entered in with you.
Okay. I was actually about to... fucking hell. I'm at that point where I'm like, I really don't have to really put her in, or chat with her.
I mean, if you want to drop the charges as the AO, that is completely on you. I wouldn't be adverse to that.
I mean, the thing is, I know I have a very solid case. I'm waiting to take this guy or the person in with a warrant, because I know that if they plead not guilty, it gotta be dropped because the judge is like caught up. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to put this on the plate where I'm like, I also just want to finish the guy that wanted to talk with me and like go to bed. So it's like I'm at that point, like.
Well, I mean, the thing
Sorry.
is, while the courts are a little backed up, yes, no one is going to be disadvantaged at the moment because they're still within the STA guidelines. So don't feel like you need to drop it just because you think you're doing the Justice Department, DOJ, or PDO a favor, because we can manage. It's whether you feel like she should be charged.
I just been told that they could not. See, that's the thing, right? Again, if I don't even know for sure if you have been an officer, you probably know that some officers really pay attention to details, others is just like, let's rush it through. And I mean, when I'm not the one that was chasing her, I trust my co-workers, but I
but at
don't
the same time,
feel for going to a court case with something that isn't my paperwork, and well, it is gonna be my paperwork, but it's gonna be on what they have seen and what they claim, right? So
exactly.
That's just my personal standards that I feel more comfortable with representing my own thing, because I know for sure that I believe or don't believe that I would have a case, right? And I just
it's more, do you think that Christine is going to have all of the details down that she would need to get you across the goal line? And then that's...
No, I do not. Like, I know that yesterday she wanted to let somebody go that clearly got taken for store robbery because they crashed into a dude. So I know she don't really care about the details. And I mean, I don't really need to put people in. Yeah, so it's like, I you know what I mean? I already... I don't feel that she probably don't even remember anymore, you know.
I
And
mean,
it's not to
yeah.
talk bad about her, but it's just like I don't. It's still out of my face. That's like
Trust me.
gonna stand there, right?
I trust me, and this is the hard part about being, an ex-officer, an ex-MCD is I know you guys. I know who the ones are that put in the work and those that don't. And I mean, I could tell you now, if this went to a bench trial, I'm confident that even though it's fresh, she would still be getting a not guilty. I'm going to be very honest with you, and I'm not doing that to say adjust your charges. I'm just being upfront and honest because I've worked with you for a while, and
sorry, you have worked with me for a
yeah, I
while,
was gonna
and
say,
what?
I've worked with you for a while. I know that you're the kind of person that just sits there and puts stupid charges on stupid people. So but it's up to you. You're the AO. You have all the power here.
Yeah, I just want her to know that that I'm not just dropping it out of nowhere, but I feel like first of this is between you and I feel I would be feeling so I have also a guy that ended up going into jail not guilty. He did end up pleading guilty even to that he still claims and look me into the eyes, and I've been talking much with him afterwards, and I actually do believe he might not. He just happened to have his case in coming back. And it was officer that was shut down, Serena and Ezra, and they made like nothing in the report. And I did all the paperwork, collected evidence and all that. And then I'm like coming to like this, and then like, how should I stand in court and fight something where there's like half descriptions? I don't want to put people in jail if they are innocent, right? And I don't want to be fighting somebody's undone paperwork either.
No,
That's
I get
between
you.
you and I. Yeah,
No,
that's
fully
between you
understand.
and I, and yeah. Okay, let's get her out, and then we can talk afterwards if you want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Hello.
Yeah, Sarah.
Did he explain to you why we're doing it?
Yeah, he did. And I actually threw something into him. I should have been gone to bed. And I'm really, I feel bad. I feel bad about that. We also have like, a lot of things with the court. So I actually said to him, I don't really have to push the charges. Usually we would, and I should probably go for it. But I don't think
Is this the
it's
point
a
where
big
I
deal.
tell you I want you to push the charges so we can change the bail?
I have a way of changing it anyway. To be honest, I'm work to give you it's something I was gonna tell you once we got you all sorted out. Anyway, I'm working on opening a bail bond business. I'm working with the government on bail reforms through Beck's Lawson and Monash, and I'm gonna go chat with them about it. So.
Yeah, because the only reason why I didn't take it is, right, it's like, it sounds absolutely ridiculous to go stay in jail for 14 days, right?
Yeah.
It's not because I'm upset or anything, it's just I'm trying to think of the bigger picture here, right? 3 months down the line, we're sitting in the same position. You bring someone in for a non-aggravated crime, they ask for bail, and then they don't like it, and then most people just cave into it, right? Because they don't want to go sit for 14 days in jail, let's be fair.
Right. And I mean, I'm the same, so that's also why, like I'm glad that we have this with the firearm, right? That like, why should you get that one taken away if you have it, first of all, legal, and you are never been charged with a violent crime or a firearm-related one. I'm probably one of those that's like, most reasonable, and if you speak people around in the city, they do say that, like, I'm fair and square. I mean, of course, from my perspective, I do also have to charge people with the crimes they does, but at the same time, I'm not, like, I don't want to fuck anyone over. I don't want to put people into jail for like 1,000 fucking years. You know what I mean? And at this point here, I feel, first of all, I would have felt. Now I'm gonna say it anyway. I would have felt more comfortable if I has been the one that like pursuing, and I could say like, oh yeah, that's 100% her. plus I also know that the thing with the courts and everything, like, I'm just, good. And this is like kind of rare. Some people will probably say, or some officers will probably say that I shouldn't do it, but I figure we also have been here for a long time. So I'm good with what's it called, like dropping those charges here. But it's also very,
I definitely want to
yeah.
take this up, right? Whether you push the
Yeah.
charges or not. The
Yeah.
reason I want to take this up, and Logan, if you're up for it, I will literally go up there with you. If you want to put this on my record, that we sat and we discussed this, and you can even put the charge on my record, right? Because I don't want this to happen to someone, right, who is not like me, who's not willing to basically sit in jail, right? Because I'm just gonna put it out there. I go commit a crime a month from now, 2 months from now, right? I commit a crime. We sitting in this predicament. And let's say if we go out on bail or whatever it may be, and those are the terms, right? I would not want to wish that upon anyone, especially someone, if it's a violent crime, as I said to Logan, right? So if for example, I shot at you, right? And you charged me with, I don't even know the charges of violent crimes.
Aggravated second-degree attempted murder would be
there we
charge.
Perfect. So you put that on me, right? I 100% get your reasonable suspicion.
I've been here an hour.
100%, right? Because you've used a firearm for a violent crime that you want bail for, right? For the charge you're trying to currently charge me with, to me, I'm not. I don't even know if it's a felony or not.
It's a
misdemeanor.
I'm pretty sure it's misdemeanor, yeah.
So it's a misdemeanor, right? Pushing reasonable suspicion on a misdemeanor for some, even in the greater scheme of things, right? It's basically boils down to, right? You accept bail conditions that you agree that you actually basically give up half your rights.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, and I get 100% that. That's also why I, see, that's the thing, right? I don't want to put people in for a long time. I don't want to put people that's innocent into jail either. I think that's the worst that can happen. At the same time, I'm a law enforcement. I need to make sure that if people have committed a crime, that I charge them with it. But at the same time, as you say, like misdemeanor, and then you're getting the same bail condition as somebody that has done, like, hostage taking, whatever it could be. Like, there's like totally different, right? And you have the same, as you say, rights or boundaries. It can be both, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Right, and I totally agree on that. And I think that all three here would admit that there's like something wrong with the bail system. Because
that's why
I don't know if that is right. I don't know if it is, but there should be like different levels to, like, for example, misdemeanors, and then like felonies, and then like
violent felonies, or however they want to do it. Right?
It's to give you an idea, the way that we're looking at doing it is we're structuring it into bands. Those bands will have different conditions, different bail amounts, but ultimately a judge can decide upon how much of it they want to enforce. That's what we're working on.
Do you know what I'm really shocked by? I'm surprised that the judge isn't allowed to change that legislation case-to-case basis.
Yeah, and that's why it's got to... unfortunately, that's part of the checks and balances where the judiciary can't interfere with the... Fuck, I can't remember what they're... The elect... there's a
state representatives or something. No, yeah, sorry, my bad.
It's like the judicial branch and the electoral branch or something, I think they call it. But yeah, because it's state law, they have to enforce that. But that's what we're trying to change and maneuver.
Yeah, I think, like, I thank both of you, and I would like to see that changed, because as I say, right now, we're in a predicament. Someone could walk in this door 2 seconds after me and accept it, right? But me knowing, like, I know my rights, right? And seeing how that instantly violates them, as well as I understand if it's a violent crime, but I don't understand if it's non-violent, non-aggravated, and even at this point, a misdemeanor, right? Misdemeanors, like, I would expect, yeah, sure, you want to go to trial? Sure, we'll push it to trial, right? Then
I would say... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, and then your bail agreements would be like, okay, fine, just take my passport, 100% agree, so I can't leave.
Yeah. So it could also have looked different if let's say I had been a really shit cop, right? Then I know some would do that. Then they would have make you accomplice to robbery, hostage taking, and evading arrest, and then it's suddenly, you know, like hostage taking is like a very bad felony. So
yeah, but here's
again, that's like, yeah, right. So there's like different, but I 100% agree on that. There need to be something for misdemeanors. Like, why should you be treated like one of the worst criminals if you're one of the lightest, right? I'm not saying you, like you, but like in general, you know what I mean?
I get you.
Yeah.
So ultimately, the one thing with this is that, as much as putting it on going to court and mentioning it there could help us, it's not a quick process. 100%
I don't expect it to be quick.
So taking it to the state reps like I'm going to be doing is the best way, and I'm more than happy to pass on your phone number and stuff to Bex once I have a chat with her so she can get, you know, your story. Ultimately, I would not suggest putting it on on your official record because of the fact that technically at that point, then if it's on your record but you haven't served any jail time and things like that, it becomes an issue then that Officer Davis could potentially be looking at corruption charges, and that's where she gets dismissed. So
I don't.
Yeah. So if she's looking to drop the charges, I think the best way we proceed is we agree with that. We'll come out. I've sent a message to Beck saying, hey, give me a call when you're free. I'll talk with her. I'll pass on your details to her, Sarah. We'll get that set across, and completely lost my fucking train of thought. And then we'll, you know, get that sorted within the government, because it has to be tabled. They have to talk about it, and then they've got 7 days. Then they vote on it. So, yeah, it's with the Bail Reform Act that I'm pushing through to get my business up and running. We can even include it in there.
I think your door's unlocked, officer, because 3 men just walked inside.
Huh. That's awkward. But yeah, I mean, this is probably the best outcome in a way, because we've still come to this point. We've got a judge now aware of...
What do I need to do to set a bar license? Do I need, like, my record clean? What do I need?
You know what? Technically, I don't think
walk in through the door here.
Yeah, they walked in. 3 men. One wearing a black coat, one wearing a white coat, one wearing a hat.
Yeah, so I saw them. They should have the keys. Do you know who that is?
No idea. They just randomly walked into the cell.
Yeah, no,
I didn't see him.
Because we need an officer ASAP to MRPD Oliver Reed.
Oh, I need to actually talk to Oliver.
Oh.
Well, I'm here. I was originally coming down here to get Oliver's arrest report for the last time he was arrested, because it was a no contest, and I'm representing him in the appeal.
But yeah, like, I need to speak to you, Logan, about actually...
Yeah.
I might become clean and become a lawyer at this point. You guys won't like me because...
I mean, so for me, what I wanted to say is, like, I don't, you know, I know the majority of my colleagues was like, oh my god, that's just so annoying, you know. But for me, the better lawyers we have to represent criminals, which is not, yeah, that's a bad
Yeah.
term. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, but I can't remember the thing right now. The better we just do our, paperwork.
Trust me,
Uh,
people hate when I come down here because I'm an ex-detective and I call them on all the little details. And
See, that's the thing. I think that just make us to, we need to be better to do our job.
yeah,
And I personally see it's more like, challenge accepted. I need to, do better. But I'm also one of those that doesn't necessarily like, jump over where the whatever, like the
yeah.
fence is the smallest.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
for me, it's not an issue, but it's probably an issue for those that is. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
let's get you out.
Yeah.
Um,
And then,
so it's flying.
yeah, no, it's okay. We'll get
Oh
her out
gosh.
and we'll go from
We've
there.
been here for 2 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
Keeping you here.
No,
for 2
it's
hours.
okay. And I have somebody that have been waiting for at the hospital that also only want to talk with me because they talk. See, that's the thing. I'm an officer. A lot of people like to speak with because I meet them eye to
Um,
eye, and I
I'm
kind
gonna,
of,
yeah, to be honest with
yeah,
you, there's a list on the
Mm.
streets, and I know
yeah.
because I'm still on this list that people have cops that actually do things for people and do the right thing by people, and those that they won't talk with and would rather kill. And the list of people that's on the street that people trust is very small. So if you are on that, keep on that because it means that people will actually work with you a lot better.
Well, I mean, you know Marbles, right?
Yeah, he actually threatened to kill me last week. Good guy.
Oh, yeah. He would actually protect me if it is. So
Do you
let's
guys
say it's
need
just a
food?
little bit.
No,
No, I'm good.
I'm
Do you need
good.
food?
Like, you saw how much food I have in my burger shop
Actually,
bags.
yeah. Let me just, yeah. I'm just gonna give you back your stuff when we outside, okay? I'm not giving
Yeah,
you
yeah,
right now.
that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good.
I'm
Because
gonna
I
make this
shouldn't.
phone call and we'll go out the back
Yeah.
door. Oh, actually, I need that report to.
Fuck.
How's it going?
Hey, Vlad, sorry,
Can
we're just finishing up in the cells here. I just kind of wanted to give you a touch base and let you know I'm probably
okay.
gonna be about another 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Can
Just to
can I
clarify,
get you
heard
to
that you're now a
ask
lawyer,
another
and I'm
officer
an
because I
associate
really
who
need to
requires
go
a
for
lawyer's.
something urgent at the hospital and I need it to be
Okay.
up in 2 hours.
All right. If you need to go to the hospital, I'll come back and see another officer for it. That's fine.
Okay,
That's not a problem.
thank you. I thank you so much. It's just like,
I
yeah,
guess
you
you're
know.
not talking to me.
I really
No,
want to
I
help,
am
but
not
I
talking to you,
also
Vlad.
know my sleep. I'm always
Yes,
trying
no,
to
I am a
help you.
lawyer. I'm with the public defender's office.
You're not at the public
So
defender
the
office?
call is it?
Okay.
Yeah. So
Fuck.
I'm with the PDO. So I'm just at MRPD right
Let
now.
me
I just
see.
finished up.
Oh, we're actually like a block away.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, we can actually pull in real quick and just touch base and introduce you, exchange phone numbers or places.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think it says that it's.
Alrighty, perfect.
Let
Okay.
me just get
Alright,
it
I'll
out
see you
here
later.
in the front for you,
Well,
okay?
I'll catch you later.
Okay.
All right.
I just need to put something into
Bye-bye.
the evidence logger if you wait out there on the parking,
Yeah.
outside the parking lot.
I've got to swing my car around
Yeah.
the front anyway,
Okay.
so I'll just take her around the
Yeah.
front. That's
Let's
fine.
have a chat one day, Logan.
Yeah, for sure.
Be careful, guys. I'll be right back with you.
You too.
Yeah. So how do I set my bar?
So you need to talk with the judge first. He'll go over all the stuff with you.
Okay, do you think having a criminal record matters?
Generally speaking, it may or may not. Lionel Strauss is a former gangbanger, yet he's a lawyer, and he actually applied to be a judge. So.
Okay, but like, do you think I need to wait like 14 days, 15? You know?
Honestly, give Judge Underwood a call. He's on the list. He's the only one around right now.
Okay.
And just say, look, I'm interested in becoming a lawyer. I do have a criminal record. What do I need to know? What don't I need to know? And go from there.
Yeah. Okay.
The exam itself is not too tough. I got mine when I was a cop.
Hello? Can you bring me to the courthouse?
Oliver, why am I taking you to the courthouse?
Who's it to the courthouse? Hers is going to my name. Who? What? What's going on?
I know your name because I'm your lawyer, dumbass.
How's my lawyer?
To the courthouse.
Why?
Hang on, I gotta drop this lady over here, and then
Go to the courthouse, Kraken.
Why are we going
I
to
got
the
a message
courthouse?
on my phone. They need jurors. I got a message on my phone.
Thanks.
Oh, good. Why are we going to the courthouse, Oliver?
I thought the courthouse was closed.
It is, yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
I'm so confused what's going on.
Why are we going to the courthouse, Oliver?
I got a message on my phone.
What?
They need jurors for a court, I think.
Yeah, Oliver's not going to be able to go there, and there's no court case today. It's sitting to try and get a jury together for one.
Rats.
Oh.
Yeah.
Also, Mr. Lawyer, I answered to that thing.
I saw that. That's actually why I was coming down to MRPD, and then I got called to do a cell thing. So I'm actually going to get your record here, like, in the next few moments.
Okay, sweet. Okay, yeah, I don't understand what they said. I just went, okay.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. Feel free to jump out, because I'm actually meeting someone else here. Yeah, basically, I'm just going to get that file, and then I'll put the appeal up for you, and we'll go from there.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
It's all good. It's all good.
I'm here for a reason as well. My car says it's been impounded, but it's nowhere to be seen at any impound lot. He's hammering his car up.
Okay. It's quite possible that it's under PD impound then. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Yeah. Let me know if you don't get it back, okay?
Yeah, we'll do. Thank you.
Not a problem.
That's not good at all. Being drugged? That's a bad thing completely. Huh?
It's you.
It's who?
It's this guy.
Oh, it's white guy. Yeah, I know white guy.
Yo.
Completely white guy. Hey, white guy. What's up?
Now damage it a bit on the way here. Now then you might not give me my face.
Are you okay?
What?
I feel like he's okay. There might be something mentally wrong with him.
No,
hey, Logan, I'm right here.
Oh, hey.
Speaking fine.
I was like, I don't see him.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking really hard for a second.
It's all good, all good. Oh, sorry, this is State Rep Lawson. One sec.
Well, you can go talk to him.
Hey, Bex, can I give you a call back in 5? Alright, thank you so much. I'm sorry. I know I asked for 10, but I just need an extra 5. I'll give you a call back.
Yeah, I just thought your phone might not have notified you, so you're good.
Oh, no, all good. Thank you so much. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Welcome to my life
now. This here is Miranda. She is my, how you say, sugar baby, whatever you'd call it. I don't know the American
Yeah, the sugar baby that he takes loans out from and doesn't pay back. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
So reverse.
So sugar mama, got it.
Yeah, but she's needing to talk to a lawyer. She's been asking like for a while, like asking around, but nobody's been able to speak with her. So I'll let her explain what's going on.
Now I do need to ask a couple of questions before, just because I work for the state, so I'm a public defender, as you can see here. So I do only criminal defense, and only if in a means you can basically request that we defend you, and the state pays us to do that. But if it's civil, I can't represent you, but I can give you guidance.
Okay, I probably need guidance, and I need to put out a restraining order.
Okay. Is it like an imminent threat kind of thing? Like someone is sitting there daily telling you they're going to kill you, or what kind of... What's the kind of...
My ex-fiance is trying to get back at me, and I woke up in the hospital the other day, and all my friends told me I was going to have a conversation with him, but I don't remember going.
Okay.
So I'm scared for my
Excuse me,
safety.
officer. Excuse me.
As the sunshine goes running past us. Okay. Have you got any threatening texts or anything like that on your phone, emails, anything where he says he's going to cause you harm or try and do harm to you?
No, just him cussing me out over text, but nothing like blatantly harm. He's crazy. He has a record, okay? He's a terrorist.
Okay. So, there's 2 ways you can go about this. One is if you have proof that there is a existing or imminent threat that someone could cause injury to yourself or death, or you're concerned that they may repeatedly violate your privacy, things like that. If an officer agrees with you, they can post a temporary restraining order that lasts for 14 days. That then gives you time to get a permanent restraining order where you would have to get a lawyer, go through the court systems, and basically, get the proof beyond to a judge that this is something that needs to permanently be in place. The only other way is to go straight for the full restraining order, which would be from a lawyer themselves. They would post that on your behalf and go through the system. The one thing is, one is put in place temporarily by the state to protect you, and a judge just needs to sign off on it and let the person know. The other is one where the person does not have any... To break it down even simpler, if the TRO goes through, it's what we call the police issued one, it means that from the moment the judge signs that and the person's aware, while you're getting everything together, you have that protection there. A standard restraining order just through a lawyer themselves, the person gets notified that they have to go to court to fight this. You do not have any protections in place unless a judge makes a consideration for you. So, if you've got those text messages, if you've got someone being abusive, if you've got proof that he's put you in the hospital, talk to a cop, see if they'll go through that with you, and then they can get that on the record and submit it for you.
If I may ask a question about that, maybe I am ignorant.
The other one.
I was under the impression that a restraining order can be as simple as, Logan, I'm filing a restraining order against you, and that is that. I didn't know that there had to be proof or anything like that, like any.
Well, you have to show reason as to why I should not be allowed around you.
Well, he's the lead suspect of who stabbed me.
Okay.
How do I follow up and see how they are in the investigation?
Do you know who's investigating that for you? Is it a detective from MCD?
I just got the number from the cop that was there. It is George Cut something? I don't know.
George Kuznetsov?
Yeah. Cut Sniff Snuff.
Okay.
How many months is terrorism?
Is someone seriously asking how many months of terrorism? Because I would be severely recommending no. just no.
Right.
Okay. Gonna be another minute.
You know what? George is awake. If you wanted to give him a call.
Please don't ever say that again. I'm about to die.
Okay.
No, I'm just trying to see in case I'm wrong on anything here, just because it's been a while since I've done anything civilly with a restraining order.
I should have a grape with me, but he's not being a grape.
Civil court. Civil complaints.
We're about to fall out and doesn't fucking listen to me.
Yeah.
There's supposed to be a grape with him, which is like a bunch of fruits. Oh, that sounded very inappropriate.
That did sound kind of awkward, yeah. So Liz, no,
That's a yikes from
lawyers
me,
can put
Whoopsies.
in for TROs, and like lawyers can put in on it apparently.
Am I canceled? My Twitter's gonna blow
No,
up now.
no. Like a normal TRO, anyway. At least I've seen in the archives. So.
So yeah, why you quit the detecting?
A long story.
Oh, I see. I think I understand and know what happened.
Probably not.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I do. You realize that working in that job just didn't give you the time. Like all the time that I tried to call you and you're like, hey, I have to call you back, Vlad. Oh, we can't hang out, Vlad. You know, you quit your job so that you have more access and time to hang out with me.
No, completely unrelated. I'm intending to open a bail bonds business and figured that most people would think that I was still a cop working a side job and not really want to use it. So retired, became a public defender so that people understood that I'm here to work for them, and yeah.
Grape, get up, come on, man.
Well, this good, this good.
Oh, this guy.
So.
What are these guys doing?
I have no fucking.
I think what it's called is I need attention. My parents didn't give me enough, so let's be annoying.
But yes, if this guy is the prime suspect and who stabbed you or hospitalized you, the officer that's investigating, if they agree with it, could definitely apply for the temporary restraining order on your behalf.
Okay, wonderful. I sent him a text message because I don't want to bother my working, you know.
Person.
Don't know if you could ever really say that George is working.
Oh, wonderful. I'll call him.
Yeah, probably best bet if you want to get a response. Alrighty, I do have to run in and try and catch an officer to get a report for a case, but if you ever need anything, a great lawyer to speak with for civil stuff is Donald O'Hagan. I kind of trust him. He's a little pricey, but he is good. He gets good results.
Okay, money is no issue, so that's no problem.
Yeah, you're probably running all the crack around. I get it. I understand how it is.
Wait, what'd you say?
You're probably running all your crack, all the crack in and out of KO and.
Dude, I've made almost 400 grand working at the comic book store.
Jesus.
We don't do crack. I just show my crack vanilla uniform.
Okie dokie. Well, you somehow working in the comic book store, you've made more money than I have as a public servant. This is deeply depressing.
Well, here's the thing, right? I get commission, so
okay.
Yeah. And people, for some reason, I'm a fucking amazing salesman.
Well, putting a gun to someone's head and saying, "Hey, dude, buy this or I kill you."
What do you mean? You don't Logan, you don't remember me? Best EMS in city? I've never even...
The drugs are powerful tools.
You know what? I'm actually kind of hurt that you assume that about me. Look at my record.
I don't have MDT access anymore, so. But hey.
Yeah, I'm squeaky fucking clean, man.
It's all
Never
good.
been even pulled over for a ticket.
Well, it could be worse. You could have said to your partner, "Hey, you suck," and then he gives him like a milligram of sucks. And then, yeah.
No, I will say this, though. I will say I'm a purveyor of exotic goods.
Okay.
Hey, officer.
I actually have something to give you.
Oh, yeah, okay, go for it. I mean, as long as it's not, illegal and gonna get me fired.
Why would I give you anything illegal? I'm a good man. I'm a good Christian
I don't
boy.
know. Dude, someone gave me a hand once, literally, like a hand.
What the fuck?
Oh.
I heard you didn't have one of these, so I give to you.
No, I didn't. I appreciate it.
Officer.
Yeah.
I've got a few little collectibles. Like I keep my
you got
little.
A few of those?
I keep my stress
Puffy.
Saki plushie.
And I got Princess Bubblegum.
Oh, see, I've got her board. I got one of those from Sally.
But this is going to Howard over there. Over there, if he does a good job today.
Awesome.
If he's a good boy.
Yeah, if he's a good boy, he gets this.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna have to run inside, but now that I know you're at the comic book store, if I'm ever not running around after clients.
Wait, how the fuck did you not? I've been working at the comic book store since like.
I haven't been down to the comic book store since the day it opened. I am I am almost as busy being a lawyer as I was as a cop. It's fucking weird.
You know, Brandon once, when I was DMing, because we do D&D, right?
Okay.
And I was the dungeon master at the shop, and he walked up with a bunch of cops, and I was like, we were doing a goblin fight, so I had Brandon act out the scenes of the goblin in the combat.
Oh, Jesus. It's okay. I started a new D&D session, or actually we got session 0 coming up in the next weekend or so. I'm a level 1 tiefling fighter.
Nice. You know, we do say we just had signups. It's late now, like by like 10 minutes, but we just did signups for D&D, and but I'm gonna host another session next week, or the sign up starts next week, and then the week after that is we play. But yeah, so if you ever, or anything like that, because we're gonna be doing A lot of games.
Cool.
Miranda didn't show up to the one that I was gonna host for her, but it's okay. She's a bitch.
It wasn't for me. Fuck an asshole.
It literally was for you and the crew, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, do take care. If you ever need anything, I'm literally in the phone book under the lawyers and judges app, so you can always find me there.
I also have your number too.
And you do that. Yeah, that's too.
All
Alright,
right,
guys.
Howie, let's get the car.
Toodles.
Me neither.
I've got a headache.
Physically.
Grab this real quick.
Hi, Dallas.
Hello, Stryker. Alright, here's your temporary serve. You'll have to take this to City Hall. You give that to them at City Hall, and they will print off your hard copy of your gun license. Alright?
Alright, is that it?
That is it.
Alright, I appreciate it.
Yep. Alright, Mr. Lemon, Mr. Grape.
Hi there. Right. So. Hold on, I keep blacking out. My head's really bad.
I mean, you are a lemon.
So, basically, my vehicle says it's been impounded, but it's nowhere to be seen at the parking garage or any impound.
You heard him.
What's your name?
It's Oliver Reed.
Alright, Mr. Reed, and what vehicle is it?
It's a Sunrise R. It's not hard to miss. It's yellow and black. Well, yeah. Oh, my head is so painful.
Alright, I could go check if we have it. Mr. Grape, are you just tagging along, or do you get
Yep,
something as
I'm
well?
just waiting.
I'm just waiting.
Sounds good. I'll be right back with you, Stryker. Give me a sec.
All
I
good.
need to sit down. My head is everywhere.
Oh, maybe you shouldn't have fell. Stupid.
You pushed me into a light post.
Oh yeah, I did that. Hey, maybe if you're gonna walk straight.
What do you mean? I'm alright.
Have you been arrested since I came and saw you the other day?
No, I'm avoiding all crime.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
His car was allegedly used in a getaway.
I've really got to get to hospital soon. I can't drive. You get to drive my vehicle, Grape.
Do you not have bandages?
Actually, no, bandages. They can't fix a swollen
some
head.
bandages.
They can't fix a swollen head.
Well, I mean... ooh, this is gonna be an issue for you if you've still got if you got that trespass.
Why? I haven't done any crime.
No, but if they've verbally trespassed you, I can't remember if that stops you from getting medical assistance from them or not.
I've been in there since, I'm being honest, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, if you go in and you get treated, I'm sure they wouldn't have any issue with it. It just mean you just have to leave, obviously, straight away, but yeah.
Yeah.
He's banned from Mount Zorna and MRPD.
What? Oh, my head. I need some water. Water will help.
I got some water.
Oh, that's why I'm drinking some now.
Speaking of, I'm thirsty. What are you doing?
What do you mean?
Why are you sitting like that?
What do you mean something like that?
What are you doing?
What do you mean, Craig? What's going on? My head's everywhere. What you fit seeing?
What are you doing?
Oh.
Do you want to try a bandage? I got one.
Yeah, bandage. Let me try a bandage.
There's on the ground.
Alright, Mr. Reed, I have your car out here.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my days. Oh, there she is.
Oh, it's gonna play everything.
I love it when officers impound cars and don't have any notes about it on their profile or in the arrest report.
Why are you wearing a life jacket?
It's not a life jacket. It's just a normal vest, okay? It just looks like a life jacket. Don't ask. It looks good, okay? Anyways, what can I do for you?
Funnily enough, I need that guy's arrest record.
Well, it's pretty short.
Specifically, the incident at Mount Zona for trespass and evading on foot.
Alright. Do you want just the debrief, or...?
Could I have the entire report plus any photo evidence and statements? I've got to file an appeal on it. Let me guess.
Photo evidence and statements.
Let me guess. It's one of those classic to be finished kind of reports?
No, it's there, but photo evidence and statements, you're funny. Oh my god, here is a statement. Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, it's like, I think that people should do police work and write reports. It's like I was a detective or something. Like, my god.
Yeah, but the person who wrote this was not a detective.
No, say it's not so. A cop actually doing cop stuff?
It is very shocking.
My heart, it just skipped a beat.
I'll send you the important stuff.
Yeah, I just need to put it up on the docket for an appeal.
Do you need the officers involved? Or just
yes, please. I need the whole thing. I need witnesses. I need officers involved so that I can put it up on the docket for an appeal. Did you go to Kraken's Cove yesterday?
Nope.
Oh, damn, you missed it. My bail bonds got unveiled to the public while we're waiting for legislation. Went up looking for some funding. Got some interesting offers. If you ever want to quit PD and come be a bail bondsman and then fugitive recovery agent with me, job's open.
I actually like my job now.
Oh, do you just?
Yeah, going back was the best decision I made.
Amen.
All right, anything else?
Yeah. No, that's pretty well it.
Okie dokie.
Right. Cool.
Well, good luck with your bail bonds.
Thanks. You know you're gonna come work for me one day.
I told Lana I'd be BCSO till I died, so I'm kind of stuck, you know, blood in, blood out.
Here's the thing: is we're gonna be based out in Polito, man. So technically, you know, you're out, with the colors and stuff, man. You know, you just, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll think about it.
Okay. We got a cool name, and a cool logo and shit.
Yeah, I'll give it a hard think, okay?
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Adios.
Hey, Bex. Sorry, it has been a day already, and I've only woke up about 2 hours ago. It's been crazy. So I ran into a lovely little issue down in the cells today, and it kind of highlighted a problem with our current bail system that even a judge kind of somewhat agreed with me on, and I thought you might like to hear about it. So there's a condition in the bail that we currently have where those that are on bail are subjected to a lesser degree of reasonable suspicions that are probable cause for search. Now, that I 100% could agree with if somebody was on probation having been released early while still serving time for a jail sentence. But bail in itself is just a guarantee that you'll appear before the courts. You're still meant to be presumed innocent until found guilty. So we're actually, by imposing that on someone, technically violating the 8th Amendment of cruel and unusual punishment or excessive bail conditions on an innocent person.
Yeah, that makes sense because, like...
Yo, fam. It's $50 to park here.
Okay, first of all, sir, it's a public building. It's right in front of PD. You're not getting any money. Please leave before I call them to have you trespassed off the area.
Nah, fam, what do you mean? There's a parking meter right there, fam. There's a $50 for parking, fam.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Like, you haven't been convicted of anything. Like,
This man's gonna pay $150 because he don't park in the handicap zone, fam.
Well, they...
Okay, so I want to give you just a general update on the
Okay, fam, you enjoy your phone call with your big man while you're talking to Rich.
some people, you know, like, we're looking at essentially the entire private security sector. So we're looking at the bail bondsman, which Cole Gordon's Act, we think is, like, I would say, like, 80% of the way there. And there's just a big section that involves LEO, and at this point, I don't think that's going to be helpful or productive. Like, they're struggling to get their own cadets out the door. They don't have time to work with, like, bail bondsmen. They just don't. And then there's, like, a private investigations bill, and then a bill for, like, grants for small companies to hire private security. So what we're doing is we're looking to get those three things kind of under the same umbrella, pass it as an omnibus, and then alongside it, hopefully, get a more comprehensive bail reform. So it's like a pretty big project. This is probably going to be like my February that I'm working on getting this all together. But what I'm hoping is the end result is like get it all out and like we have created like a new, you know, industry. We have solved a bunch of problems all in one go. You know what I mean? Like it's all a bunch of stuff that is interlinked.
Yeah.
So I don't want to trickle it out because like it's incomplete if it's trickled out. It doesn't quite work.
Yeah,
exactly. I cleared that with Endeavor today, and I am incredibly confident we will be able to get the votes for it. So at this point, it's just a matter of getting it all set up legislation-wise, which is obviously going to be a pain in the ass just because it's like fucking several systems. That's okay because big chunks of it are already done or in progress. So I think at this point, my role is chasing everyone down and making them turn in their homework.
Yeah, no, I totally understand it, and it kind of makes sense given what happened yesterday at Kraken's Cove as well, because I had both Wheeler and Jericho from SecuroServe and Merriweather respectively approach me after everything was said and done and sort of make some offers once the legislation's in place and trying to get that all worked in. So it seems like very much the three companies, while we're all going to be private and doing our own little bits here and there, will kind of somewhat harmoniously form kind of a little bit of a coalition in this sector. So
coalition's a good word. I've had people use the word union, and I'm like, well, unions are for workers. But like, here's the thing, right? Merriweather and SecuroServe, I'm pretty sure, like, Merriweather just kind of went through a transition. But like a couple of months ago, the two of them combined, two businesses, they had a combined, like, employee rate of, I would say, like, 100. Like, and it's getting to the point where, like, it's the main job sector in the city. It's incredibly required because if your store or whatever is getting attacked, good luck getting the police there. No disrespect to the police. Like, I'm sure it's not, you know, something they're intentionally doing. It's just the city is on fire. So getting a coalition of these, I think we're going to get that legislation across, and that's also going to give a seat at the table for sort of discussions I would like to advance with things like, for instance, I have been told federally stun, like tasers are not coming. There will be no tasers for private security ever. But maybe we could figure out a compromise, like a melee sort of stun gun that you just like, you know what I mean? So you're not as able to. But I'm not saying that's set in stone. I'm just saying that's a possible compromise we could work on. Because right now security is like one of the most integral industries in the city, and it's just getting left out to dry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, one of my clients that I'm currently going to trial on has been charged with brandishing and obstruction of justice for being a SecureServe subcontractor who is independently hired by somebody who has been targeted by one of these serial killers. And yeah, it is honestly a huge kerfuffle because while this person doesn't officially reside on the roster of SecureServe, they've acknowledged that she was a contracted individual who could take on private contracts from other individuals, and that's what's occurred here. Yet, in guarding her client, she's only got a lethal weapon that she's got out. PD have then assumed that she's pointing it at them, and it's now waiting to go to trial.
I mean, from my understanding, part of that is, I mean, no disrespect at all, but from what I understand, MCD is extremely unhappy about having to cooperate with any outside force of any variety during any kind of investigation.
Oh, yeah, no, trust me.
Which is not ideal at this point. Like, I am looking at sort of, like, for instance, do you know the story behind America's Most Wanted?
Yeah, if I remember correctly, his son was murdered. No one would give him information. The people investigating it wouldn't talk, so he decided to open up his, basically just start broadcasting over to try and get tips to find his son's murder, if I remember right.
And the thing is, I'm looking at doing something like that. Because, like, that Arthur Adler character who came into the state, right? This guy who killed a bunch of his wives. MCD basically went, oh, hey, he's in the state. That was the press conference, like, nothing about how to, it was just no reward, no real information. I don't know. So I am going to have to probably sit down with MCD at some point and try to figure out something. Because right now the wall of silence that they're operating is not...
You honestly have a better chance, and pardon the paralances that I'm about to say. I'm a soldier. You've got a better chance of pissing on the fires in hell and putting them out than you have of MCD opening up to you. Part of the reason.
Maybe I'll put a fucking mean-ass bill on the table and let them talk to me.
Well, honestly, that's what it's going to take. Part of the reason that I left PD other than bail is I tell people publicly that it was so that people would stop associating me as a cop and associate me as someone that will help defend them and be there for them. A big part of it is I got sick and tired of this cone of silence. I got sick and tired of PD hiring people who have no respect for the law. They wear a badge to increase their dick size. And I got sick and tired of literally walking in and hearing that the attitude of PD is summed up in 4 letters of FAFO, or fuck around and find out.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, Logan. I have tried to work with the police department in the city. I would say relentlessly. Like, I have basically been like, hello, how can I help? And they and like, I get it to a degree. I get it. There's the tape. I am not the most law and order aligned person in their eyes. Sure, I get that. But, like, they are an island unto themselves. And I'm sorry, they don't get to do that. They are not a private army. We do not live in a police state. So I am going to sit down with Jenkins at some point, and if it means I have to put some legislation on the table that fucking pisses her off, that's what I'll do. Because at this point, I am kind of done tiptoeing around the PD. They can either work with me or they can get out of my way.
Honestly, the governor is probably, PD and the governor both are probably glad that Vlad has never said more than 3 words to me or asked me anything about myself. Because my stance at the moment, as much as I respect a lot of the people that are there, I mean, Brandon and I have known each other for years. We used to be partners at one stage. He is not an administrator. He should not be chief. Chris Solis should not be chief. Wheat Kings, I think I've said maybe 10 words to Mitch. He's a good guy. I think he can do good things. Lana is a great undersheriff. She can do good things. But you've got 2 heads of police that are not heads of police. They're door kickers. You don't put door kickers in charge of the gun that you point at people, because all you're going to do is get, you know, bad raids like RCC. You're going to have searches for the governor that could have been completed a lot more efficiently done skewed because the person that should be sitting there and coordinating is actively out searching for shit. You've got this silence around anything where IA doesn't disclose issues. I mean, I get don't name and shame, but at least let people know, hey, your complaint has led to an officer being disciplined or fired or whatever, because there's no accountability. The people in charge don't want to have accountability. They want to go and they want to kick indoors and be just sweeping the streets. And if people challenge them, then they're going to fuck around and they're going to end up in a slab. And that's literally what made me question what the fuck I was doing with my life, to be very honest with you.
No, I mean, I hear you. And, like, at this point, I have tiptoed around them. I'm done. And, like, there's changes that need to be made. And here's the thing. They can fight me, they can ignore me, and I'll fucking take them to court. That's it. When the legislation goes through, if they ignore it, I will take them to court. And we will do that until they learn how to have an adult conversation.
Oh yeah. Well, look at Zona. I subpoenaed evidence from Zona through the courts for a case. It's been 2.5 weeks. They've still not provided anything. The courts are not commenting on it. Maggie is openly fighting people in dockets going, well, it's your prerogative if you want to get me before a judge, but my answer's staying the same. You're not getting information. Like, to be very honest, and again, this is my honest opinion. I've always been blunt, straightforward. If I was in Governor Todd's position, I would be stripping the guts out of the 3 departments, merging them into one, getting proper administration and leadership in there, and just having a single state policing body. I would have an independent coroner's office that's managed by somebody who actually gives a fuck at what they're doing. I'd have an independent internal affairs for all government departments that's run. And I'd get somebody new who actually wants to fucking run a hospital in a way that's accountable to the public, rather than, you know, someone who, as much as Maggie's a nicer person, I really don't see her treating people anymore. I kind of just, is she a figurehead that's there for a paycheck, or is Anders running the hospital? Like, I got no idea. And I kind of feel like until that happens, we're not going to see any improvements on any of that stuff. And it's hard, because how do you have people trust a government when the agencies that the government puts in place are failing them so hard?
No, I hear you. It's not easy, and, like, as a state rep, I only have, you know, like, I'm talking a big game right now, but maybe this goes real badly for me, but fuck it, I gotta try, man. This is untenable as it is.
Well, the biggest thing that I've heard since being a lawyer over here and getting people off on charges that should not have been charged in the first place or stacked from heaps of people is, why are the PD doing this and not being held accountable for it? You will have people support out your ass. You will have an army behind you. And I mean, in this city where being on bail means that a cop pulls a gun on you just to say hi and talk with you, that's something wrong there. And yeah, it's yeah. Something desperately needs to be done, and I feel like Vlad is someone that, you know, yeah, he made a stupid holiday and he caught heat for it, but if he turned that enthusiasm towards things that the people actually want, he could really make a change. And
see, the thing with Vlad and Carmen is I respect the hell out of both of them, but the police, you know, when they do sit down with the government, they go, gosh, guys, we're just so busy, but we promise we're not doing anything bad. And they go, oh, okay. And it's like, guys, fucking fool me once, you know? It's ridiculous.
I've started giving names to Cole Gordon of officers that are overcharging. I literally got told the other day, for instance, other than one of my clients on bail had a gun pulled on them. One literally got told, if you plead guilty to X charge, then you get this time of fine. But if you plead not guilty or no contest, it's going to go before the court, and then you're going to face X, Y, Z, A, B, D, and this. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me? We've got cops that are taking people's wallets, which is illegal. You don't need a wallet to ID someone. And then if they find something in there, charging them for it. Like, this is how bad it is. And Cole and I are both sitting there going, how do we fix this? And that's a public defender and the head of the Department of Justice both going, how do we fix this shit? And it's yeah. There needs to be someone independent coming and talking about it, and fuck, I'll ring the gong if I have to.
You sure you don't want to run for office? I feel like, you do real fucking good at it.
Honestly, I've already got gray hair coming in from trying to defend people, and so I don't know how I would do in a public office position.
Fair enough. Alright, well, I'm in here, so I'm gonna I got a lot of shit on my plate, but believe me, I hear you, and I'm gonna try to sit down with Jenkins. I know that, she is, middle management, essentially, but I want to know what the fuck is going on with her absolute hostility towards, any private investigation in the city, because it's getting to the point. I'm not gonna preach to the choir anymore, but, yeah, we'll talk soon.
Alrighty, not a problem at all. Well, if you need anything, any words or anything, you know where to find me. Alright.
Yep, have a good day. Bye.
Catch you, bye. Yeah, no, I know that Liz wanted to, and she was working on it, but it didn't exactly work out. That's why, What in the fuck was that? Did you see the air that motherfucker got?
Yo.
Hey, you got 10 minutes?
Depends. What's
up? Went to Kraken's Cove yesterday for the bail bonds.
Okay.
Didn't win any of the prize money or anything, but they heard the concept. I've had people approach me about the whole rehabilitation of minor offenders and stuff, and want to form a partnership there. But I had the head of SecuroServe and the head of Merryweather come up, and Merryweather offered cash money once the legislation's through to help purchase our gear, including the vests and import costs and everything. And SecuroServe wants to dump money into the bail loans and work out, how that's going to work and the repayments once the legislation's good to go.
So, my concerns with Merryweather are they just split as a company.
Yeah, so it's Jacob Wheeler who's maintaining the controlling shares of Merryweather. He was the one that was there, and he, from what we've discussed, is looking to open up a repo business side of Merryweather. So I would be I've already said that if he does go ahead with that and repo gets included in that, I'm happy to sign a mutual contract that if we have to repo any cars or property or anything to pay off a bond loan, that we'll engage with them to do that for us. Yeah, so he's pretty solid. Like he's offered to even help with mentorship on making sure that cash flow is coming in, advertisements and shit like that. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so like he's full down to clown with it. And then yeah, Jericho's like, look, I'm happy to contribute into the loan fund. I want to know how to do it, how it's gonna work out. I'm like, dude, I've got how it will work written down, including how you make the money on top. So
right.
So yeah, we got a lot of interest in making it move forward.
And the nice thing about this, though, I'll be honest with you, is with me working. See, I still have to clear things with psych and DHS, since technically I'm a government official.
Yeah.
So I gotta make sure that there's no conflict of interest.
Well, that's my thing.
Dude, I just went back to back. I just went fucking 15 times and then 30 times, back to back on the fucking casino. But
damn.
I just want some change, brother.
All right, well I'll take 25%.
I started with 750. I'm up to 30,000 right now.
Damn. But yeah, no, I mean, honestly, I don't see how being in DHS could be a conflict unless people argued that you could potentially access records or things like that. But
right, but that would lose me my doctor's license quicker than I could fucking blink.
Exactly, and that's my point on that. Now, law enforcement, I totally understand because you got the MDT, you've got criminal histories, you've got known associates.
Since I'm going to be hired by psych, I do have access to MDT.
Yeah, but you've got med MDT. It's not the criminal MDT.
Okay.
So yeah, I could see that argument, but yeah, I don't see med MDT being an issue. But obviously, clarification is key. So, but yeah, so if we can get authorization on it, fucking, you got the spot there. So, the only other thing that I kind of need to bust your brain on, so to speak, is do you know anyone that sells used cars and can kind of offer a decent price, or? No. I hung up on him with my lights. I just realized.
Hi, you stood up out of your chair, didn't you?
Nope. I'm driving and I turned my headlights on.
Oh, that does that too.
Yep. It most definitely does. Yeah, no, I was like, okay, turn my headlights on, carried on with the conversation, got like a full 2 minutes into it, and then realized he hasn't said any. Oh, that's why.
Wait, Ash talks a lot. Why am I not hearing his voice?
Exactly. But yeah, no, so the other part of the phone call was whether or not you knew anybody that sells secondhand cars and would look to maybe give me a decent price for 2 cars and a bike.
I mean, everybody sells secondhand cars technically. I would talk to Clint down. He's associated with Mosley/Heroes.
Okay.
He always has ads. He sells used vehicles. You might be able to work if you're gonna buy multiple vehicles from him, some kind of a deal.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like I've got an Ocelot that I'm driving in right now, and I rarely use it. I've got the Paul Walker mobile that I got shot up in that I kind of want to get rid of because every time I'm in it, people seem to want to kill me.
What, the Jester Classic? Is that what it is?
Yeah. Even though it was like my little pride and joy, but it seems to have got me targeted somehow. And then I was gonna get rid of a BF 400 because I bought a Nagasaki Outlaw. So, and I was hoping to kind of get enough to maybe cover me then for a Rakota from the Rakota there and just grab one of those. And that way, then, if I need to drive multiple people around, since I'd only have my DeLorean left, I could use the Rakota instead.
Right. So what I would suggest is talking to Clint. Really, I mean.
Okay.
Even beforehand, just kind of find out what your target price area is, because he might not have 3 of the same cars or even 2 of the same cars. I don't know what you're looking for particularly, but you know, if you're looking for like multiple 4-door cars, I mean, that just don't stick out like sore thumbs. That's probably the person to talk to.
Yeah.
He takes a lot of that stuff that's kind of affordable vehicle second hand. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Alrighty. Cool. Well, I'll reach out and go from there. See what we can do.
Yep. My girlfriend's out being the designated driver for Andrew's fiance's fucking bachelorette party, and she just keeps messaging me going, they are so fucking drunk and so fucking annoying.
Oh, Jesus. Well, rip her. Rip her.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think you know my current girlfriend.
I don't know. It's possible.
Spencer Belmont, Nurse Spencer Belmont.
Oh, she's still part of the cannibal cult?
No, she's not. Wow, dude. What?
Oh, do you not know that part?
I know something happened to her when she first moved to the city that she wasn't part of. She got forced into.
Yeah. So, you've heard of Marbles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this whole Night Mother thing was like a cannibalistic, ritualistic cult that Marbles was leading, and Spencer got drawn into it. It became a whole fucking thing.
Well, I know that she's still, like Marvel still protects her, but she avoids him at all costs.
Yeah, I think it kind of almost cost her a job, and she had to kind of sit there and say, do I want to be this, or do I want to be associated with him, and yeah.
Well, I mean, I haven't woken up with her sitting there with a steak knife or anything in the bed, so.
Well, I mean, if you wake up and you're missing a couple of toes, and she's like, "Oh, a spider bit him, so I had to cut him off," and then start to worry.
Yeah, no, but not like. No, I'm actually happy, dude, for once.
Aww.
Like, I haven't been this happy since. I want to say even before Hannah, to be honest with you, dude.
Aww.
Yeah, so. Because there's like no pressure, and like there's like professional like admiration as well, because I know she's very good at her job and she knows I'm very good at mine, and we kind of, you know, we don't step on each other's toes, we don't try to correct, shit like that. It's kind of nice.
And let's be honest, you're worried if you disagree with her, she's gonna eat you.
I'm gonna fuck you up, dude. You're not a cop anymore. Just because you hold that little fucking badge, I'll fucking shove that badge so far up your ass, and they'll have to take you. They'll have to fucking take you for a colonoscopy to find out if you're a lawyer or not.
Oh, well, I mean, hey, I'm still, still state employee, so that's aggravated battery. Let's go for it, son. Let's see what's up.
I don't know. Only a bitch would fucking rat me out. I'm just saying.
All right, man. Look,
Oh no, me and Daphne got. So you know I'm like pretty close with Daphne Tillamook, right?
Yeah. She tried to kill me once.
Yeah, it's fine. She's tried to kill a lot of cops. It's fine. No, like so. Michael Todd recently proposed to his fiance.
Oh boy.
And well, we were there, and half of us were drunk, other half of us weren't. Me being one of them that wasn't. And everybody started throwing down. So me and Daph kind of had we're like kind of at odds lately, just because like I just don't agree with some of her attitude changes as of late. So we threw down, dude. I beat the shit out of a fucking OG baller. Let's just put it that way.
Fair enough. Although it's not that hard. The OG ballers were kind of pussy.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, dude, I've run into the white flag guys. And it's not exactly the most fearful group I've ever run into. So. And they're all the OG ballers that fucking left. So.
Yeah. We are well aware.
Yeah. So. But no, Daff could scrap. Gaff can scrap with the best of them.
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, she beat Saul Silver's ass in front of like a bunch of motherfuckers too.
Okay.
So, yeah. There was some shit that needed to be settled, and they decided to go 1v1. So, and she whooped his ass, even though he fucking used a bandage halfway through the fight and pulled a knife, and she still whooped his ass.
Well, shit.
But anyways, all right, brother. I will if I run into Clint or any of them boys from down there, I'll see what they what their consideration is for something like that. I'd also start talking to, if you find out who is involved with the Chamber of Commerce that's starting to be formed, might be a good way to talk to local businesses.
True. All right, cool. I will bear that in mind.
All right, man.
All right, man.
I will talk to you soon, brother.
See you later. Bye.
All right, man. Take it easy. Bye.
Hey, sorry, I'm in jury selection. I gotta call back.
Okay, yep, no problem. See you. Forgot that he would be there. Love it. Love it. Love it. Now we get to file an appeal. Sorry guys, I'm filling out some paperwork here. Why is it always that when I need something it's never available? medical. Grande. No movement on that request. Okie dokie. So let's call Dallas and just be like, "Sup, bruh?" Delilah, David. Hi, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna try and submit an appeal, but no one's giving me a case number, so I gotta try and track that down. In the meantime, I'm gonna pop back to our intermission screen. We'll be right back with you. Hi guys. To be honest with y'all, I'm not feeling well. I'm actually starting to get a bit of a migraine. I woke up with one today, strangely enough. So, yeah. I'm actually going to end here and take care of a couple of things, and then I'm just going to get out of game for the day. So, rather than sort of have everybody hanging around, we're going to go raid the shit out of somebody. Stand by. Let's see who we've got here. Let me get this together here. I will still be on Discord and stuff, guys, but I don't think I've just got the energy here. Where is it? Raid. There we go. That's what we want to do. We are gonna... You know what? We're gonna go... Let's see if I can find... Here we go. We're gonna go raid the woman, the wife. Alright, guys. We're gonna go over there now. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.